Well, hello, movie lovers. Welcome to Rossie Talks. Tonight, I have a very special guest with me. I have a writer, producer, director, Jay Stakavel, and we're going to chat with them tonight, guys. So let's get it going. What's up, Jay?
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Very good, very good.
Well, thank you for joining us tonight. I really appreciate it. Guys, I found out about Jay through Jay Jones, who was an actor in one of Jay's films that was picked for this past, I think it was this past October's place called SAC, which is a really big festival here in Sacramento. The movie that Jay wrote and produced, right? Jay, you did all that, right?
Yep, wrote and produced it.
All right, it's called Bethany's Interview, and this is it was a really funny movie. I really enjoyed it. As I'm watching it, like I told you guys with Jay Jones, I'm watching this film, and I didn't realize that Jay and I work very close together. So once I found out that was him and found out more about him, I could not believe that like there's this guy that I'm working with that's super talented. So Jay, why don't you tell us a little bit about you, like where you're from, and maybe upcoming projects that you have, and then we'll get into the interview.
Well, I'm from Sacramento originally. I've been working on scripts just recently, but writing for a long time.
Okay.
I started writing high school, maybe, and then started right after that, out of high school, started working on a novel, and the novel ended up being a part of Bethany's interview. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. And tell us a little bit about Bethany's interview. Like, was that the first one that you wrote that actually got seen, publicly, like at a place called SAC?
Yeah, it was the first one. It was the first one I submitted to.
Wow.
So, yeah, it was my first time submitting. I didn't do. I've heard of it before, a place called SAC, but I don't know. I just didn't. I didn't do it. So I was like, okay. And then James, the other Jay, me and him were talking about it with somebody named Trevor, and who was another actor, and they told me I should submit one and see what happens, and I won. So
So,
let me
guys,
know that.
and it's right behind him, guys. So here's the deal. A place called SAC is a contest. Hi, Danielle, is a contest that Sacramento. Hey, Jay Jones in the audience. It's a contest that we have once a year, and it's a writing contest. So they pick the top 10 writers out of all the entries that they get, and the writers that they pick are able to make their own film. It's a 10-minute film, and it's a lot of exposure for a lot of us artists here in Sacramento. So Jay was one of those lucky 10 that got picked, and that's a really big deal, especially when it was his first film that he like submitted. So that's a really big deal. Jay, I was checking out some of the stuff that you do, and I did notice that you have a new film. Is it that you're working on or that's coming up? It's called The Mediation?
Yeah, that's the new film. It'll be here. It should be. We should start shooting um, June 2024. Casting in March 2024.
Okay, all right. And what's that one about?
It's about basically two people, you know what I'm saying, married couple,
Okay,
going through whatever they went through. I don't want
okay,
to
okay.
give you
I
too
get you.
much, but
Absolutely,
they
absolutely.
went through some things, and they meet up at the mediation table for the divorce because they both work for the same company,
Okay,
and they want to keep it on the low. You know what I mean?
okay, okay,
So, um, yeah, it gets all the secrets come out though. So
okay, okay.
pretty much.
Um, so guys, there's a GoFundMe for this as well. And towards the end of the show, I'll let you guys know where you can go and donate. Okay. But Jay, so when you were young, did you always know that you wanted to write or like direct? What came first? Like, what influenced
Um, I knew I was always in the movies. I was always in the films, and I was always like deeper into them, like the plot twist.
you?
And,
Okay.
and nobody else was looking for that. They were looking for like Spider-Man or whatever.
Okay.
But yeah, I knew I wanted to write. I didn't know what I wanted to write,
Okay.
or the direction I was taking it. So it was more. I thought novels got movies made,
Okay.
but once I won the script competition, I said, "Oh, scripts get movies
Okay.
made." So yeah, so that's
Okay.
how.
So like, were you a movie person when you grew up? Like, did you watch a lot of movies? Like, you
Oh,
know,
oh yeah, oh
okay.
yeah, a ton of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What kind of
Um,
movies do you like?
um, well, my favorite would be Scarface, of course. It's up
Oh
there.
yeah, absolutely.
Lean on Me, uh,
Okay. Oh yeah.
and then Shawshank Redemption. I'll throw that in
Okay.
there somewhere. Young Guns. Just any type of movie, really.
Okay. Okay. I want to know so that, now that you're here later on, I can invite you back and we can do some movie watching together and review
Oh,
movies. So
definitely.
that's what I'm doing, guys. So you said that you're in high school though, when you seriously start writing, were you in high school?
Yeah,
Did you
I
take
was in high
writing
school. I
class? Did
was
you,
writing. I was trying. Well, I wrote music for a little while,
okay.
and that didn't work out because like if you're from Sacramento, you know that everybody in Sacramento writes music, or you have
Okay.
a cousin that raps or whatever.
Okay.
But it never works out. So
Okay.
I ended up saying, okay, I'm gonna step back from that and just write
Okay.
for myself and write novels.
Okay.
The script came.
Okay. So the first novel you wrote,
Mhm.
what was that novel called?
It's called The Way of Jay.
Okay.
It's that one I worked on a lot because it was like a life novel, like me expressing my life and what I
Okay.
go through. And it's a I would say it's my perspective on certain situations.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess with writing, or with directing or whatever, what director is like your influence, the guy that you look up to, the woman that you look up to? Do you have one of those that you're like, you know?
Got two, Spike Lee
Okay,
and Quentin Tarantino.
absolutely. Okay. What is it about Spike though?
um, I liked his Malcolm X movie. I like the way he shoots, the angles he took. Um,
Absolutely.
uh, and the approach he does to certain movies, especially
Okay.
like this real serious ones.
Right. And Quentin?
Quentin's more of a colorful,
Okay.
something a lot of zany things happen, people flying and all
Okay.
that stuff, like off the wall. What's Kill Bill? Uh,
Right. Right.
um, just there's so many
Right.
where you won't expect expect the unexpected type.
Right.
So, like, yeah,
Yeah, I think Spike Lee, my favorite, I of course everyone saw Do the Right Thing, but when he did the Malcolm X,
yeah,
that's when I really fell in love with Spike Lee and his movies. And like you said, the way that the shots he took, and especially after the film was done, the stuff that didn't make it in the film, how at the end they put, pictures and just, go into the little school in Africa and everyone's saying, I am Malcolm X, I am Malcolm X.
yeah.
I've probably seen that film so many times, and plus Denzel did a great job. As far as actors, though, what is your dream actor to work with? Actor, actress. If
um,
you could write for them.
if I could write for them,
Yeah, like the actor that you would write for.
Monique.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay.
definitely. I
Oh
was just
yeah.
talking about
Okay.
that. I was just talking about Monique doesn't do a lot of acting anymore, and
Right.
I have a perfect like the perfect role for her. Like, oh my gosh, it'd be so perfect. So yeah,
Right.
it'd probably be Monique and
Okay.
God, his name Idris El was it Idris Elba?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
yeah. The British guy.
yeah.
Oh, absolutely. And Monique, besides Precious, I think my favorite movie that Monique was in, which is no one really thinks about, the Martin Lawrence comedy, Roscoe Jenkins.
Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
hilarious.
Okay, that one was so good. I that made it on my top 10 movies to watch because I felt like it kind of went under the radar,
You
and it
did,
was
yeah,
Martin Lawrence coming back and just being funny as heck and putting all of the people that we love in that film. But Monique, I still kind of play around with kind of the words that she said and some of her lines and Roscoe Jenkins. So I think that'd be great. So did you grow up here in Sacramento? I saw that you lived in Oak Park, but are you here from California?
Yeah, Oak Park. We went from Oak Park to downtown, so
Okay.
that's where I'm from.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just Oak Park to downtown. That's where I
Okay.
grew up.
Do you have other siblings that are like that write or are in the entertainment industry?
I have a cousin Squeak that he does music.
Okay.
Um, his name's Squeak Allen. Check him out. He's pretty good.
Okay.
But I don't think maybe I got another cousin that does music, but I'm not sure.
I had some things written down that I wanted to ask you because I wanted to make sure that we go through everything. Pharaoh was talking to me last time, and he had mentioned that it was a Godzilla movie for him that was his all-time everything movie growing up. And as a kid, like, who were you as a 6-year-old Jay?
um, the people under the stairs. I don't know if you ever seen that movie.
I saw that
You
movie.
saw the movie? Okay,
Yes,
yeah.
I saw that a long time
I'm
ago.
that
Yes.
little boy.
Are you really?
Yeah, I'm that little
You're that
boy.
kid.
Yeah, I'm that kid.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that used to be one of my favorite movies. I love scary movies. Everyone knows I love horror films, and I saw that's an old one.
yeah. I watch it every day. I watch it every birthday.
Do you
Yeah,
really?
yeah, yeah.
Um, as far as like you say you write novels.
Hmm.
Um, as far as like authors, who's your favorite? Do you have one that that you like Stephen King or like you know what I mean? Do you have a
I'd say Jerry Spinelli.
okay?
Um, and good one. Good author. There's a lot of them. Um,
I know I like to put you
but
on
yeah,
the spot.
I have
I like
to
to put you on the
think.
spot.
That's a good one. That's a great question.
Okay, Jay Spinelli. Okay, okay. So like right now, you said that he has the mediation coming out, guys, that he's working on. We have a GoFundMe, or he has a GoFundMe for that, and you can find that. Jay's links will be all in a bio, his social media, and you can find it right on his page, right on my page as well. But are you a gamer, Jay? Do you play games? Like, what do you do on your spare time? You know, do you first of all, before we get to that, how often do you write?
I write every day.
Do you
Every
really?
day, without question. So I would say for at least 2 hours a day, I'll write.
Wow. Just like, is it anything like what's your process that you go through to just, let's say, write a script?
Hmm. Okay, so what I do is like I'll look at like take this one, The Can Man, right?
Okay.
So this is a script I'm working on right now, but I'm also working on the mediation a little bit more,
Okay.
just in case. Just like tightening it up. 7 Days in Heaven.
Okay.
Um, so I will go from different script to script, so I'll never get bored. So,
Okay.
okay, this if I don't want to work on this one today, it's this one. And
Okay.
then the process is basically try to be as I try to think of myself as the audience. Like, what would they
Okay.
like to see, and what hasn't been said yet.
Okay.
It's like there's a lot of Marvel movies out, a lot of
Right.
werewolf, vampire movies,
Right. Right. Right.
TV shows, vampires,
Right.
Marvel or superheroes. So I try to get away from that and
Okay.
do something different.
Okay. Do you for the film that you wrote for A Place Called Sac,
Mhm.
Bethany's interview, when it's a 10-minute film like that, is it harder for you to write it, to make it that small? I mean, or is it
No, it was hard to stay within the guidelines because you have to.
okay?
It's a family movie,
Right, right,
so and
right.
that's not. I've never. My writing is like whatever. So
Okay.
to be in those guidelines where you can't there's no cursing, there's
Right.
no anything really. There's nothing. You can't.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah.
So that's a little hard. Would you say that with Bethany's interview, did you already have that written or did you write it when you wrote it, did you have, okay, SAC casting or a place called SAC in mind?
No, I had
Okay.
um I did the novel. It was the novel. It was part of my novel at first, and
Okay.
not even a big part. It was a dream. It's actually a dream.
Okay.
So she, you know what I mean, at the end of all that, what happened? She wakes up, supposedly.
Okay.
That's why you
Okay.
have the music at the end. That's her alarm
Right.
clock. So,
Right.
um, but the dream didn't really go that way too much, so I had to rewrite it
Okay.
for access.
Okay.
There's a lot of things I couldn't put in there. To be
Yeah.
honest,
Right.
that part was kind of hard. Taking all the goods, like, oh man, I wish I could have showed you guys the how her husband was and
Right.
why her mom talks to her like that, and like,
Okay.
you know what I
Right.
mean? Yeah, like the backstory was it actually in the dream, but
Okay.
so that was the hard part, taking all the good stuff and trying to leave something there that people can relate to.
Do you find that you can, or like with the novels, or can you, like, if you wanted to enter another contest again, if you were to do that, would you pull from a novel and make it into like another short?
I might. It just depends on what the parameters of the competition is. Like
Okay.
if they're like us a family movie, I probably won't. I'll just okay. Because that was too it was too much. Like, oh man, I'm butchering it. Like, because the
You did
dream
good.
was like really, really good. But
You did really good.
it
It was funny. It was funny.
was funny still? Okay, cool.
Yeah. Oh no, it was really funny. Like I said, I was sitting there watching it, and it came on, and it starts. First of all, you're Jay Jones. I mean, he's when I saw him, like I said, oh my gosh, and he's funny. But just the story itself, the beginning with the harsh mother
Mhm.
and the pressure on the daughter and her going to this interview, and you want her to get this interview, and then the things that happen there, it was, I thought it was really good. And also, guys, you can see Bethany's interview. It's already up. It's on Jay's page. You can go there and watch it right now. It's really good. It's a 10-minute video, and you guys will understand what we're talking about as far as Jay and his writing. Um, oh gosh, I had a question I wanted to ask you. But oh, that's what I want to ask you. Are you one of those writers, or like other comedians? Sometimes they wake up at night and they'll think of a joke or whatever, and they'll start writing. Does that happen to you, where you're sleeping and there's an idea that happened to come to you? You're dreaming and you wake up, and do you have you had that happen to you before? Have you done that?
Yeah, I had that happen. It happened to me one time, and I wrote that one. I wrote
Okay.
that script,
Okay.
so that was cool. But most of the material I get is from maybe like me and James will come up with a joke,
Okay.
or we're through passing by. Probably wouldn't think nothing of it, but then I'll write.
Right.
So it's like that. The line. There's a few lines in the not in the mediation, but in
Bethany's.
Bethany's interview.
Mhm.
They come from this messing around with James or with Trevor or whoever I'm with around at the time.
Okay.
That's what those lines come from. But the whole thing with the hand, that's
Right.
Demolition Man.
Okay.
That's an
Okay.
ode to that. Yeah.
Okay. Do you have a writing partner? Do you have someone that you also write with? You know how some writers will have a writing partner as far as the script and they collab. Do you
Mhm.
have that, or this is all you?
Oh, me. I think no, I don't think I could have a writing partner
You
because
don't think so?
my writing is all right to the extremes, and the
Wow.
I feel like somebody will be like trying to smother it. So
Wow.
no, I wouldn't do that. But I'll write with somebody their part and then my part. Like I could
Okay.
do
Have
that.
you have you have you helped writers? Because I know when Pharaoh was on here, he kind of helps some people that want to write, or he'll have you helped others write scripts?
Oh yeah. I've helped people
Real okay.
but not any scripts.
With your novels, I mean, are those something like, is that something that you're gonna publish? Like, are you, ha- like, how does that work? Like with your novel? Because a novel, I mean, you're writing. That's not. I thought writing novels was like, you write, you get to a certain point, you stop, you send it in, and it's not like that. It's not as easy like that.
No.
It takes years to write a novel, right? I mean,
Years
there's
and years and years. Yeah.
okay, because
Yeah.
there's guidelines on that as well. Like you have to meet a certain amount of pages, and it's a lot that goes in that, guys. You know, I used to think I wanted to be a writer. It's not what I fantasize what writing, you know what I mean? You fantasize it, you know, you don't realize that a novel takes years. You think you can do that within a few months. It's not easy. And even what you do, like you say, you write all day. Do you switch back and forth? Do sometimes you'll just sit and work on a novel that you're working on, and then I'm done with this, like you said, and I'm just going to jump and go and write a script? And is it always something new that you're adding, you know, to your repertoire?
Yeah, yeah, exactly how it happens. I'll be writing maybe a short story.
Okay.
Like this one. Where's it at? I had a short story here somewhere. Uh,
Yeah.
okay, so so this is a short story, right? Um,
Okay.
about two people sitting in the back of a car, right? And
Right.
the other guy who's driving the car is trying to get them to do something they don't want to do.
Right.
So um, it has no name or anything, right? No, nothing. It's just pure. Hey, this is how I was feeling at the time.
Okay.
So it's a pretty good one though. But I don't want to rude it. But yeah, that's exactly how I'll do something like this, very short,
Okay.
and then move on to something else quickly
Okay.
because I don't want to like dwell on it.
Okay. I get you.
I can
Okay.
always come back to it. It'll always be there. So yeah.
Right. So, like, where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you want to be with just writing, directing? And we'll get to talking about your directing because we're talking a lot about writing, but guys, he also directs and you produce as well, right? I mean,
Mhm.
yeah. So we'll get to the directing, but where do you see yourself 5 years from now? Where do you want to be?
5 years from now, I want to be hopefully the mediation done, the 7 days in heaven done, and doing exactly the same thing. Just
Right.
writing, getting things done.
So with directing, tell me a little bit about like the directing, okay? Because well, I'll ask you this. So you write and you direct your own scripts as well, your films.
Mhm.
Are you working on someone else's film as far as directing? Like when do you do that?
When I do, okay. So this is how this happened. During Bethany's interview,
Yeah.
uh, I was being taught how to direct
Okay.
by Sandy North. She's great, great
Okay.
director.
Okay.
So she's showing me how to direct.
Right.
So once I learned how to direct, then I'm pushing it forward. So I really need help anymore. I'm just gonna do it.
Right.
And then that's what I mean. But she's great. She was a great director. So I
Yes.
was like, okay, this is. She was showing me like different camera angles and
Okay.
how what the lights, the lighting, and all
Right.
that. She was
Right.
showing me a lot of stuff like that I didn't know about. So
Okay. So that's on. I mean, as far as directing, that's on. You're
mhm.
with the mediation, obviously, you're going to direct
This is
that.
my first. I was doing my directing debut,
Okay,
uh,
all right, guys. All right.
and then
Okay.
producing is something totally different.
Okay. So
So
tell us, you know, me, a regular person, tell us in my audience what's the difference with producing because a lot of us don't know what it means to produce something.
okay, so producing is all the back. Like okay, so director comes in. Director when they come in, they just focus on angles, lighting, um, wardrobe, all that stuff that's inside. The
Okay.
producers, everything outside.
Okay.
People got to get fed.
Okay.
Insurance is a big thing. People forget about insurance. Um, talking to the film commission, that's the
Okay.
producer job. Um,
Wow.
casting, uh,
Really?
yeah, casting. Because when you're the directors come to you for the final say
Okay.
if they want, you know what I mean. So
Okay.
you got to be like, okay, I'm with it because you're the
Okay.
finance, you're everything. So yeah,
Okay.
producing is something totally different.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. If you, well, let me ask you this. Did you go to school for writing? I mean, is this just a natural talent? Did you, you know?
No school for writing. I think I wouldn't. No way. They like okay. So when I was in school, they made writing seem like it was the most horrible thing in the world. So
Right.
it's like like you couldn't even. I remember one time I was writing a short story for class, and the teacher wouldn't let. She didn't. She's like, oh, this is too much of this or too much of that.
Wow.
But it's
Wow.
subjective. You know what I mean?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. So nah, I wouldn't put like the Access Sacramento thing is hard. That's so
Right.
yeah, because you gotta those guidelines. Oh my gosh.
Right. And
Yeah.
they own your film. Like, I mean,
Mhm. Half.
half the film. So
Mhm. Mhm.
you're okay, because this is what I found out about what happens is that like the film that you make,
Mhm.
they put it up online, so you can't share it to other film festivals. Like you have to leave it there if it's the Access Sacramento version,
Mhm.
but you can do an extended version to
Extended version.
where, yeah, I learned
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
Misha, she hit me to that,
Yeah.
that so we did a totally different version so that we have control over wanting to share that, to with other film festivals. With Access Sacramento, I know you said you don't know if you do it again, but really, do you think that you won't do it again? I mean, because it's,
I'm being
you know,
pressured to do it again. I think they won it. I think they won a veteran
yeah,
interview too.
yeah,
So, a
yeah,
veteran interview too will be something. I don't know. I don't. It just depends on how many resources I have at that time.
okay, okay,
Because I don't want to ruin it. So people
right, I get
like,
you.
because I would want to bring the mom back because people really like how I wrote for her.
Oh,
And she was
yeah,
great. She did a good. That's a first time
she
actor.
really?
Um, yeah, she
Oh,
did.
wow.
Yeah, she didn't. She was like, "Oh, I could do it. I think I
Oh,
believe in
she
you."
was,
Yeah.
yeah. As soon as she came on, and you saw her, and it was just like, ouch, just
Hmm.
she was so good. What's her name?
Shauna T.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, she was really good, guys. And when you watch the film, you'll immediately, when you see her, you would think that she's been doing this for a long time, because I was like, she nailed it. She was just really good. She was like Monique and Precious a little bit, not
Yeah.
as not
Yeah.
as mean, but she
She was
reminded
great.
me of Monique and Precious. And the daughter was just the sweetest can be, the little boy, but she did a really good job. So you cast her and you wrote for her perfectly. Um, what advice would you give to young women and men that are coming up and are writing and want to get to where you're at right now? Because I know it's not easy, but what advice would you give them if they didn't want to go to school and do it?
If you don't want to go to school and do it, which I would suggest not to go to school and do it. But that's
Right? No, right. I
just
get that.
just write as much as you can.
Right.
Write as much as you can whenever you can, and then don't get so down on yourself if it's not if anybody says it doesn't look like it's for this or for that.
Right.
Don't worry about it. Put it to the side. Work on the next one. Yeah,
Right. There's a lot of opportunity out here, guys, and
a
as long
lot.
as with acting, like, you don't need an agent. You can social media allows you to do a lot of this by yourself. I mean, if you can go there and do that, awesome, do it. But if not, school's not for everyone. There are a lot of talented people. Jay, like he said, he wrote and submitted it to the film festival, and like he said, it's not easy. A place called SAC to even be picked, it's not easy.
Yeah, it's not easy at all. I seen some of the numbers of people who were submitted
Yeah,
for that. Yeah, it's a lot of people.
it's a
It's a lot of
lot of
people.
people. Yeah, it's
A
a
lot of
lot
people.
of people. So
Yeah.
that lets you know how talented Jay is, and he's a triple threat because he's doing it all. Let's see. So let's have fun now. First of all, are you a father? Are you a husband? Like, kids?
Yep. I'm a father of twin girls
Wow.
and a son. I have a son. So
Okay. Do
that's
you want them to do what you do? Do you want them in the entertainment field?
no. I want them to do what they want to
Okay.
do. I
Okay.
wouldn't like push them. I'm like, oh, go do that. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
Right.
they're already starting to get into the entertainment field. So
Well, are they
I'll guide
acting?
them.
Are they
They're acting. They're acting stage. They're doing stage
really?
at their schools and
Oh, okay.
little events. So yeah, they'll be all right.
Good. Good.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
And then Omar, which is he's not even on the picture. Omar, the little boy, yeah, he's
Oh,
that was
yeah.
his first time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Omar was really, yeah. Jay, you did just good with the whole cast. You know, everyone fit well. It was real. You know, it was like they were a real family, and we're just, watching them on the outside. You did really good with your film. I really liked it. Let's see. So these are little silly fun questions that I'm going to ask you, and then we're going to go to your social media and all that stuff. Okay. So,
Okay.
you say your video games, right?
Um,
Are you
old
or no,
school.
we didn't. Are you, do you like games?
Old school.
Old school?
I play old
Okay.
school. Yeah, I only play like from from Sega to like
Okay.
maybe PlayStation 1 or 2.
Okay. All
But
right.
I won't go any further than that. Like the
Really?
old games, like nostalgic. Yeah.
Okay. All right. We love games over here as well. Let's see. If you were, well, what's your spirit animal?
Turtle.
Turtle. Why a turtle?
They have their own home. They can walk away anytime they want.
I love that. I really love
Yeah.
that's really good. That's real. I've never heard anyone say turtle. Usually it's a bear, a wolf, a raven or whatever. I've never heard a turtle, and that is so true. Yes, they have their own home and they can
Yeah.
walk away.
Yeah. Self-sufficient. I like turtles.
Okay, Jay, you're awesome. All right, so guys, we're talking with Jay Stakavel. He's writer, director, producer. He wrote a film that I saw at the Crest Theater here in Sacramento, which is a beautiful theater. Isn't it beautiful, Jay? On the inside, it's that
Oh, yeah.
theater is so gorgeous. It's so beautiful.
Yeah, it's very nice.
Yes.
I was pleasantly surprised. That was my first time in there. So
Oh,
yeah,
okay. Okay.
yeah, that was pretty
Okay.
nice.
You're going through what I went through. When I started and I first went in there, it was I've never heard of it, everybody's talking about the Crest. You walk in there and it's beautiful. It's a beautiful theater, so it's awesome that they have that event there every single year. Anyways, so Jay has a movie that's out. It came out this past October. It's called Bethany's Interview. You can check that out on Jay's social media. Also, Jay is in the midst of working on the mediation. He has a GoFundMe for that. There's a lot of people that's helping out. Please help Jay out with that. Donate, help young artists out to bring entertainment to you guys, okay? Jay, where can people reach you at? Tell us your social media, and it'll be
Um,
in a bio as well, guys.
Jeremiah A. Shabazz on Facebook, Jay Stakavel on Facebook and Instagram, and Twitter. And what else? Jeremiah A. Shabazz on IMBD.
Okay, all
Oh,
right.
you can go to my website too. For my website,
Okay.
brainstormfilms.com.
brainstormfilms.com.
Yeah.
Also, guys, you'll be able to link up with Jay through my Facebook, through everything's going to be in the link in the bio. And so that's where you can find Jay. Also, are you on TikTok?
Yeah, I am on TikTok
Yeah,
actually,
yeah,
because my girls are on TikTok. So
okay.
yeah.
Jay's on TikTok as well. Jay is everywhere. Jay, is there anything that you wanna shout out anyone? You want to plug anything? Please.
Oh, okay. Shout out to James Jones. First and foremost, it's my brother. Um, Trevor, who was supposed to be in the movie. Um, what else? What else? All the cast and crew. My sister, Ebony, which is the namesake of Bethany, is Elizabeth and Ebony. My
Okay.
mom and my sister.
Okay.
Um, everybody who supports.
Very good. Very good. Well, we definitely support you, Jay. I really hope that you come back and be a friend of the channel. Right now, we're in the midst of reviewing Let the Right One In. Have you watched that yet on
No,
Showtime?
no,
Have you heard about that?
no, I haven't heard about it.
Oh
That's
my
new.
gosh. Oh my gosh,
I
Jay.
I don't usually watch too much TV. Is that a
Okay.
TV show?
It's a have you heard of the movie Let the Right One In? It was out, I think it was like '08. It's a vampire movie.
It's good.
It's really good. The movie, there's a Swedish version and an American version.
Hmm.
The movie is now a series on Showtime. Comes on every Sunday night at 8 o'clock, guys. Sunday nights on Showtime. It's really good. We're on episodes 8 and 9 next week, and we're it's one of the best shows I've watched. They did a really good job with the whole vampire thing. It's definitely worth the watch. Okay. So guys, speaking of that, next week I have let's see, next week's 18th. So we have Bunny Stewart on the 18th. She's an actress. She's a makeup artist. She's also well known here in Sacramento. She's done a place called SAC. She's been in a lot of their films a lot of times, many times. Also, we're on episodes 8 and 9 of Let the Right One In. John's going to join me for that. I think we're going to do that next week, guys. And then the following week, we have I'm doing a couple of shows with John, and then we're going to wrap up Let the Right One In. It's episode 10. And John, I'm sorry, I binged it out. I know I shouldn't have. I said I wouldn't, but I finished up the series, guys. But I won't say anything, okay? Also, please follow John DeGregorio with Movie Lovers Unite. Make sure you follow Alex Haynes, A Town Reviews. Also, Frenchie has come back to Movie Lovers Unite. He's our background guy. He takes care of our analytics, everything for the show. And let's see. Anything else, Jay? Are we good, guys? I think we're good. Oh, really quick. Quentin. Quentin is going to be on February. I think it's the second week of February, I believe. Anyways, he's coming. We got some shows lined up in February. Also, Misha DeSalle, who wrote, oh gosh, Hidden in Plain Sight. She was a director. She wrote that film. She's going to be on in February as well. And we're going to chat with her about Hips, Hidden in Plain Sight. Again, guys, this is Jay Stakavel. Jay, thank you for sharing your evening with us. Check out Bethany's interview. Check out the mediation that's being made right now. Hit up his GoFundMe, guys. Let's help each other out, okay? Let's get this film made. And again, I'll see you guys next week because I'm not doing any more shows until next week. This is it for me. I appreciate you guys joining us. Please go and subscribe and like Movie Lovers Unite. Please share the video. Go to Rossie Talks, my YouTube channel that should be up tomorrow. Please go and subscribe, and so we can bring you more content and all that stuff. And to all you guys that's listening to us on podcasts, Good Pods, Apple, Spotify, thank you so much, guys. Again, thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week. Stay right there, Jay. Don't go nowhere, okay?
I won't.
Okay. Just a second. They know that Rossie takes forever doing this. Okay, guys. Love you so much.